Servus from the Pain Cave and welcome back to the channel. After the chaos on Monday, Zwift pulled the trigger and completely changed stage 1 of the past gravel series. Hats off for that move and for listening to the community. We are now heading to Watopia on the Jungle Circuit, 13.5 kilometers, around 90 meters of elevation, short, fast, punchy and perfect for aggressive racing. I'm lining up with a strong A-PEX Velo squad, John, Joar, Jess, Martin, Teddy and Greg. And we've got a clear plan for today. We wanted to break away from the start and go TTT mode to the line. However, there's a few guys who'll make that plan hard to execute. Magnus Nielsen is here, as well as some other strong advanced riders. The profile of this stage doesn't offer a lot of chances to surprise and attack off the front, so we decided to sprint out of the pants, see if we can catch the rest sleeping. Chances were not high, but either way, we break away or at least we push the pace for a fast GC time. Some of us went incognito mode, so it's not too obvious we're all from one team. We were executing the plan really well. All of us 7 are at the front. We got a few small gaps, but draft is still on and we can't really break away as it seems. So we start to slow down. We acknowledge that it's not possible to break away. Everyone was here aware, everyone was awake. And yeah, that was the thing. Like, of course, at the start, everyone is pushing a bit harder. So it's easier to react, but you see the profile on the top right. Like there is not a lot of chances to break away. And of course, you could do that in the climb, but you need to be really strong and you can't really surprise anyone there. So we wanted to surprise the guys here at the front of the race. We could have also attacked here at this point here. There is a false flat section with up to 4%, as you could just see, but still it was just hard. And we didn't know like if we would have too much speed and we won't be able to break away, especially here in the downhill where like a big pack is always pretty fast. So now we are slowing down and yeah, you see the climb is coming up. So it was also hard to go to the front and push the pace because that would obviously harm your energy and your power for the climb to come. So we are losing a bit of time. You see the field is split here in a few groups. 2 guys are coming back here and always turning back to see what is happening. And this will be the finish line in 7.9 kilometers. So it's like a false flat. It's up to 1% gradient. And this will make the sprint long. And if you go early, you could burn your matches pretty fast. So it's important to have good timing. And now it will be important to survive the jungle climb that is coming in a second here. So 2.7 kilometers at an average of 2.4% gradient. Nothing too crazy, nothing to be afraid of, but at the same time, not really suiting me. The big guys will have the raw power on their side, and yeah, we'll just try to stay here in the draft of the guys, not do anything silly, because obviously I'm not the strongest here. There's guys like Magnus Nielsen here who can push far more than 6 watts per kilo in 5 minutes. So it will be important for me to just survive the climb with the front and yeah, stay there in a good position, as well as for my teammates. You see Martin is still here, John is here, everyone is still here with us, and I'm in a good position here at the front, trying to fade a bit here in that flatter sections to save some energy. But then you see at the front there's some attacks happening. I'm a bit too far behind here at this point. It is actually Magnus Nielsen who is attacking off the front here. A few guys are chasing. I'm also trying to stay on their wheel here with 8 watts per kilo, trying to close down the gaps here. But Magnus Nielsen already has a gap at this point. It's hard to close down that gap. I don't really jump the groups here and bridge to the other guys. We still have a bit of draft from these guys. So eventually we will be able to catch them and at least get them back. But Magnus Nielsen is gone and he's pushing really hard at the front. He's pushing 6.5 watts per kilo and he is gone at this moment. As it seems, we are reaching the top very soon here, less than 500 meters to go. And at least we survived the climb with the group. The group is still big, so I thought there will be a bigger selection. 4 minutes 27 and an average of 340 watts for me. That was a PB for the jungle climb, so good effort there, but unfortunately we couldn't keep the wheel of Magnus Nielsen. He's off the front, and let's see if we will find a way to work together here as a group and manage to close down the gap to Magnus. Some guys are accelerating at the front, and yeah, I'm just trying to stay here in the group here over the bridge and kind of wait for the sprint, because this is where I can show my strength. I'm just too lightweight to push here in the downhill and do something for the group. And that's why I try to save my energy here. Unfortunately, we will lose some time probably, but if you guys are pushing at the front, so this is my hope that They do, and I am kind of going to the front here, seeing that this Danish guy here is attacking, so I'm trying to stay on his wheel, because if there's some heavier guys going for a move and are able to break away, that could be the move that will bring you a podium. But I'm also pretty cooked here. Heart rate is at 182. I cannot really close the gap to that guy, so I'm waiting for the group here to do that. Also, the Danish guy is sitting up, which is surprising because he had the gap, so I'm not sure, maybe he was also absolutely cooked and slowed down. But yeah, it's just 2.7 kilometers to go, and I knew like I cannot close that gap myself, and I need to wait for the group and hope for us to be fast together. All right, Magnus Nielsen has a gap of 11 seconds with 2.1 kilometers to go. So seems he is gone because there's not a lot happening here. You see we're just going here in zone 2, even zone 1 at times, so pace is really slow, and yeah, this will just be it for the win. Like, we will not be able to close down the gap here, that's for sure. But we are still here all together, except for Joao, who was not racing this like with 100%. He was just joining us for the attack at the beginning. But let's see what we can do. Like, we're still 6 of us here at the front, secured top 20 finishes, and we're 700 meters to go. One guy is attacking, that's the Danish guy who is going off really early. Teddy is right next to me, and he will also start his signature long sprint very soon. I didn't realize that at first, but yeah, that's what he likes to do, and he is really great in doing. So 400 meters to go here at this point, and Teddy is already sprinting at the front. He is already putting in a huge effort here. I'm preparing my sprint here, out of the saddle here, pushing around 10 watts per kilo and waiting for the final 200 meters to explode here really hard, 15 watts per kilo. I'm here in a good position. A few guys are off the front here. I'm trying to close the gap here to the Canadian EP, and also Teddy is right in front of me, and I cannot really get him. So it's P4 at the end, just missing out on the podium by a few meters or hundreds of a second. But once I realized it's Teddy, I lost against my mood changes. Another epic close finish between the two of us, and once again Teddy having the upper hand. I gotta fight back next time. But a really great result for our team. Greg in 9th, John in 10th, Jess in 12th, and Martin in 15th. So 6 of us in the top 15. Unfortunately, for a really fast time, it was slow at times. I wasn't strong enough to push the pace more, because else they would have cooked me on the climb. Still a great long sprint at the end, which gave me a seasonal PB for 1 minute with 512 watts or 8.3 watts per kilo. I didn't have the best acceleration, but decent 15 seconds power with 12.8 watts per kilo. I'm currently in 31st position in the GC. Let's see where we end up at the end of the week. So that was stage 1, take 2. We just had that in the Zwift Games makeup week. Bummer Gravel Mountain was broken, but to me it was the right decision to replace the route. So chapeau to Zwift, and it's gonna make the GC really interesting since there is no primetime field for stage 1. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. It really helps the channel grow. And now I'm curious, how do you see the situation about Gravel Mountain being replaced in the middle of the racing week? See you in the next one. Cheers and ride on.
Remember to subscribe.